Yeah. What would make people so grimy? Like you're just trying to figure out why people are so cruel and evil. Could it be past conflictions, contempt, distress, PTSD, trauma? I mean, it just don't make any sense. I mean, that could be a factor, but correlation doesn't always imply causation. There may be factors into play ranges, but it's like you see people who are poor have nothing. They're still more genuine than a person who has more. You know, you see people who have less who give more. You see people who have more give nothing, or you see people just vice versa, who are just bastards, bro, who are just evil pieces of crap and are just nuisances, bro. So I'm trying to figure out what makes somebody so grimy and just cruel and evil. Could it be trauma? Could it be this and that? And hmm, it does sound it could be a factor. It could be, a part of it. But like I said, correlation doesn't always imply Caucasian because this is a lot of things that just happen at a bat in the eye that doesn't make sense to you, and it just happens. And I realize this is how people are born, probably a defect in a brain. So what you're doing is defecting from the effects that you're doing. So you do something right, and what if they do that same thing as you, it's a different result, or it counteracts what you do. Like your energy and their energy is like you guys are both humans, but there's a class. Something is not right because you guys are opposing forces. I think this is how people are born, honestly, because you can try to use science and this to rationalize this or that. I mean, science does play a role because matter. But you can try to use like logic or whatever. But I'm starting to realize this is how people are born. That's how people are just born spiritually to be kind of this way. Because I could never understand why people could be so grimy and weird unless they don't know, unless they're like under some drug, they don't know, they're just doing whatever. But it just never makes sense how somebody could be so grimy. I think that's how people are born, honestly, and that's how their brains are formed to feed on this negative, low vibratory, evil energy that we have correlating in this reality. You have people who try to do this, and they just snap, like they do whatever, and they just snap. They just cannot control themselves. They just have to do bad and just be evil. Like there's people who you could try to like make them feel good or you know tell them good messages. They just always have a negative thought. They just can't take themselves out of it. They just become a cancer to just everything, even themselves. So I'm just starting to realize that that's just how people are born. That's just how their brains are just born to be that way, and how people are just grimy. Because I have less, I don't really have, that of much of like the world deems for me to have according to the standard. And I'm a decent person. I'm not out here doing, degenerate things and, you know, harassing people or whatever. Like, but you see people who have that or whatever, and they doing all of the above, harassing, destroying people, bullying. It's just been going on just for ages or whatever. Like, because this is how people are born. People are born with evil spirits. Some people could do bad in life and they could reform themselves. That happens. But you see people who were born in not so just bad situations. They're not living in countries like, you know, Palestine, Israel, Syria, and all these countries being bombed, and you see how they come up fine and they turn out evil. I think a lot of people are just in general are just demon seeds. They're just not even like human. They're just a different negative force that they're born. And we got to understand their nature. We're not trying to connect with them and be more for that. No, we just understand their nature to know not to put that out into the air to affect something that we breathe or put out or birth. And now it's like a cancer to everybody. Because a lot of people have children and they think the children's gonna become a person that just wins the Oscar or this and becomes great. Their children becomes a grimy piece of crap. Their children becomes a monster. They try their best to raise their children right, do whatever. Their children just becomes a savage. People say children are cute. I mean, having a baby is, it's awesome to see something that you you bred, you gave birth, and you brought upon to life. But raising it, that's just another level. You know, you don't know what the genetic code is gonna come with, and the brain. That's kind of out of your control a bit. So you could be giving birth to a damn demon, okay, or a savage. Because I'm seeing a lot of these weird stories of success, and I'm like, where is it ruining? Because I didn't turn out that crazy, or you guys didn't, because people are just born evil, just a negative spirit. That's just how they're born, or it's placed. It's something energetic, or I mean, everything's energy, but it's something karmic that people are born with. That's what I think. I think something from years ago took a pawn that was evil, and people are born with these spirits, and you see all these bad scenarios play. Of course, you want people to take accountability, but it's like you don't see people take accountability. They just become evil and vengeful, and they don't learn until they get into a bad situation. It's like they're already placed in that cage, so it's kind of like it's too late. They should have grounded themselves, but they didn't because that's their personality. It's at their core. I think people are just born evil. That's just how they're born, to be in this freaking low energy. Like they look happy and that, but it's like it's just negative around them. It's just something that's off putting because that's how people are born, bro. Everybody ain't great and loving and this. That's some bull crap. Be nice and I don't think certain people don't. People say you have to give love, and I think you should do in general, but you got to understand that everybody needs that because you could give love to somebody and they'll see it as hate. You can be nice to somebody and they see you as being a jerk because that's just how they are born. Oh, you need to be loved, and no, you don't need to love everybody. You could spread love, but that don't mean you gotta love that person. That person is evil. That's what I had to learn. That everybody ain't really just the same. Like people are just we don't have the same spirits, bro. This is why I had to. We may look human, but we don't have the same spirits. And it's kind of hard for you to think because you think this person is human and that, but it's really not because you do so much for this person, they're just gonna throw it in your face or destroy you. They're gonna come after you, literally, you know, locate you, find you to destroy you because they're just evil. And society, this system or whatever, has been letting people just go on because it's just evil. It's just demonic, bro. There's enablers. So that plays a fact. There's not enablers in the hand. We got to get rid of these people. These people are cancer. They would never change. They are demon seeds. It was never supposed to be here. Or there was a science experiment gone wrong. Because you do so much or that and they just F up their life. They're just walking crap. Just, you know, they're like a bunch of pigs with horns that just run into each other. That's what they are. They're not unicorns. They're not love. They're not divine. They're not angel sent. That's bull crap. I don't believe that anymore. Oh, everybody no. From my experience of seeing with the world, yes, having a baby and all that's a gift, but not everybody's born a gift. Not everybody's come from the same. Like it's all just lies, man. You can believe in that all you want, and then you get burnt. You get disappointed. Of course, don't be a jerk. Spread right energy in general, but that don't mean you got to give it out. You're carrying yourself as a right manner, but you don't need to just give that energy just right out to somebody because you have to, because they're not giving that back. That person's gonna like locate that, and they're only gonna take that for granted and become a freaking you make you become like a nectar from like a tree or whatever, like a plant, and suck the blood out of you, you know, the source out of you. Pause. So you got to be careful with that. People spot people like that, man. I think that's how people are born, bruh. To be grimy. It's evil spirits. It's karmic. It's nothing about trauma, PTSD, and that does play a role. But it's from what I realized, causation. I mean, correlation doesn't always imply causation, bruh. It's something deeper than this, bro. These people might not even be freaking humans, my nigga. These people could be under demonic possessions. That's what I think. They're under demonic possessions, or they're from some synthetic, fake genetic code that just in their DNA, or whatever. It got to be one of these three. They're not even really human, probably artificial created, so they have a lot of flaws, or like they're under demonic possession, under some weird type of energy, something that we don't know of. That is the only answer I got to make somebody so evil. Something that's keeping them that way or interlock with that whatever entity or spirit. So yeah.